We're live. Pop in and say hi. Don't be shy. I'm doing a live stream. That's just me doing a live stream. I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm going to have to go when it's dinner time. So come on in, man. Got a rainy, what do I say, early evening. It is 6:47. 6:47 already. Not used to that time change. I think it's 6:47. 6:47. 14th. It's already the 14th of March. Man, unbelievable. So temperatures are seasonal here now, and I did take the Lexan sheets off of the cold frames today. Everything looks pretty good in there. All the palms look really good. I'm just so surprised that none of those things froze. I thought for sure they would be frozen dead. I mean, they're only in 2.5-inch size pots. And it's beyond me that they didn't freeze solid. They must have froze solid, but maybe the palms are just that tough. They can handle it. Generally, palms and pots, when they freeze, they're done. Freeze solid, that is. We can see my other mule palm is toast. The center spear's pulled out. Outer fronds look good, but center spear's pulled out. And that's the way it often happens. Damage shows up quite some time after the freeze is passed. So our freeze was 1 week of solid, well, not solid sub-zero temperatures, but there was 2 days in that 1 week where we just jumped a hair above 32 degrees. The rest of it was just frigid cold, right? Thank God we didn't have any wind. And anyway, all the camera ops palms look really good, except one lost its center spear. Isn't that funny? The outer fronds are absolutely perfectly fine, and it lost its center spear. That was a Home Depot special. Wendy bought that one at Home Depot. She bought a bunch of them at Home Depot. And anyway, what I did, I poured some hydrogen peroxide down it, and I did put I put a couple of stakes beside it, metal stakes, and I put a plastic bag over top of it. So we'll see what happens. Keep it dry. Maybe it'll regenerate a new spear. I have had that happen before on a Camera Ops palm many, many years ago, where it went through a single-digit freeze, 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit, so near minus 15 degrees. It lost its center spears, and it actually, I was very surprised to see it regenerate new center spears. So new center spears came back. So, and I didn't pour any hydrogen peroxide down the top of it. So this one had hydrogen peroxide poured down the center of it. I got a plastic bag over it. And, you know, if worst comes to worst, if the center of it does, like if the main plant dies, there's always the suckers that'll take over. But kind of a shame, because it's not a bad little palm. It's only probably a 2-gallon size palm. But I look at all our other Camera Ops. We have actually about 21 Camera Ops palms in our garden. And that's the only one that lost its center spear. All the other ones are perfectly fine. It's just like, why that one? Is it that much weaker than the other ones? It's growing right between the two sable minors. So I don't know. That's just the way it goes. Nothing much I can do about it. Parajubea took a crap kicking. You can see that in my video. So Parajubea trellii, it looks pretty beat up, but it's not dead. And this Phoenix canariensis, which really blows me away, is the one that was underneath that bucket, looks really good. So I top dressed it with some nice soil mixed with manure, and then I gave it some 1818 slow release fertilizer. So, but all in all, the garden actually looks really good, considering we had that 1 week of, I can't say hell, because hell would be warmer. We'll say Arctic. We had 1 week of Arctic weather here, end of December. And a lot of the smaller cordy-lines froze, but surprisingly enough, there's some smaller cordy-lines that actually survived. There's a few smaller cordy-lines in our garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's about 5 small cordy-lines that actually survived, and our big ones are okay. But it's unbelievable that 3 of them are actually in planters. One of them's in front of the B&B down here. The other one's in front of her other one up there in a hanging basket. And one of them's in a maple stump. And they're just small ones, and they survived that freeze. Go figure, eh? The ones in front of the wellness center in town look toast. I went there today with my pruning saw to cut them back. Hello, Duck Killer Clyde. I went today with the pruning saw to cut them back, but I need a step ladder. So I'm going to go tomorrow with my step ladder and my pruning saw. I'm going to cut down the cordy lines. Duck Killer Clyde, it was a winter. It was a Coeur d'Alene killing December here on Salt Spring Island. Yeah, steak and noodles. You're lucky. We're having chicken and stinging nettles. Yes, we harvest stinging nettles and rice. And stinging nettles are actually pretty good. I actually like them. It's like eating a vegetable. But yeah, I like steak. We had steak. What did we have? Did we have steak last night? We had steak. No, I had shepherd's pie last night. We went out for dinner last night and I had shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie is so good. I've been mostly buying the crap from the store, but our friend is British and she made this shepherd's pie to die for. What? Well, no. Wendy doesn't. I don't think Wendy's ever made me a shepherd's. No. I'm talking about me. I buy them from the store. I buy shepherd's pie from the store. I bought them from the store to eat for lunchtime, like for my lunch break at work. Small ones, yeah. So Duck Killer Clyde is having steak, noodles, and peas. That sounds like a good dinner. I like a good steak. Anyway, so I've been buying my shepherd's pies at a local grocery store over the years. And, I thought those were good shepherd pies until I tried our friend's shepherd pie. And the homemade shepherd pie is so much better, man. It's the ground beef and everything tastes better in it. No, there was no lamb. Shepherd's pie is beef too. You can put beef in it as well. We didn't have lamb, but you know what? It might taste good with lamb. I do like lamb. I like lamb chops. And I know some people don't like lamb, but I'd like to try shepherd's pie with lamb. Cottage pie is beef. I never heard of cottage pie. All my shepherd's pie I've ever had has actually had beef in it, a ground beef, kind of like the topping is potatoes, like kind of a mashed potatoes. And I think there might be some vegetables in it too. So cottage pie. Now I'm going to Google that, man. What is a cottage pie? Let's just see. Let me look at a shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie. Recipe. Let's see what they say here, Clyde. I've only known them to have beef in them, but I guess you could put anything in them. Ground beef or lamb. Yeah, that's what it says. It says ground beef or lamb. So let's look up a cottage pie. Cottage pie. And it does make sense. Shepherd's pie, a shepherd that gathers up sheep there. One of the greatest comfort foods of all time. Really? A ground beef, mince, filling, tasty gravy. Oh my God, that sounds good. Cottage pie sounds good. That's what it says right here. One of the greatest comfort foods of all time. Ground beef, mince, filling with tasty gravy. Oh, I'm getting hungry, man. That sounds good, the cottage pie. Shepherds watch sheep. No, yes, they do. It is true. But it says here, and it's funny, the only shepherd's pie I've ever had have had beef in them. But it's true. Shepherd's pie, it says best classic, aka shepherd's pie, cottage pie, ground beef or lamb with vegetables and gravy topped with cheesy potatoes. So you can make it either way. You can actually use it you can use ground beef or lamb. But you know what? I'd like to try it with lamb sometime because I really like lamb. I like lamb chops. But I'm thinking this cottage pie might be even better. That's kind of like, it's kind of like, that's what I have. It's kind of like the shepherd's pie. Traditional shepherd. What is a traditional shepherd's pie made of? Minced meat topped with mashed potatoes. It says red meat, lamb, or beef. Onions, sauce, topping, mashed potato. Common variants include vegetables to the filling, topping the dish with cheese. Oh, I'm getting hungry, man. I'm just having chicken. I was just reading that off of Google. I'm just having chicken. They may found the tallest palm. North Pacific 746 dry to us. Oh, I wonder if I know that one. I probably saw that one back in a Palm Society tour back in 1989, 1990, but it wasn't as tall back then, 33 years ago. I think I know the one you're talking about. The tallest palm I know of in the Pacific Northwest or not in the Pacific Northwest, on the coast of Canada, because there's some really tall ones growing in Seattle. Really old ones that were planted in the 1930s. But the tallest one I know of growing here is in Tofino, and it was planted in 1948. There's also a really tall one growing in Burnaby at 4241 Rumble Street that was planted in around 1967, 68. And in the back alley, I know where all the tall palms are. And we're in the back alley. So if you're going up Canby Street, between 46th and 48th, on the back alley between 46 and 48th off Canby, there's a house in the back there, Wally King's old house. It's got a 30-foot trunk trackie in the backyard. My buddy planted it in 1967. It's pretty tall too. I looked at a lot of palms last week. I went, oh, you went to Fresno? I went to Fresno, California on my radio the other day. I'm driving home in the car in Wendy's vehicle, and I talked to a guy in Northern California. I talked to Fresno, California, and Bakersfield too. That's cool. I haven't been to Fresno for a long time. Remember driving through there one time. That's cool. Right on. Well, mandates have dropped here for the face diapers. Okay, so we don't have to wear face, but that never affected me anyway because I don't wear face diapers. And on April 8th, the mandates are more mandates are dropping for the pass you got to use to get into restaurants, which doesn't affect me because I'm never going to go to those restaurants again anyway. But I just want to go down to the Oregon coast. That's what I want to do. So, because I've never been down there with Wendy. But anyway, they're getting up to 65 third going start. Oh, cool. Right on, David. Awesome. It was we're seasonal here now, around 11 degrees, but it's raining right now. But I did a lot of work. I got all the firewood stacked, and I worked on it for 3.5 hours yesterday. It hit 8. You hit 8 lanes of Sacramento. So I know I don't like it, and I've been to Sacramento too, the capital of California, and to me it's just a freaking rat race. I mean, I like the outskirts, but just another city. It's no different than Vancouver or Portland. It's just a busy place to me. I like to visit, but I couldn't live in that big city, man. I'm so used to rural living because I grew up on the farms, right? And I'm used to living out in the country. So yeah, it's nice to visit, but there's so many restrictions when you live in a city. I mean, you can't go out and fire your gun anytime you want. The deciduous trees have leaves on them already. Oh man, must be nice. They're just pushing. You can see the buds coming out here. Flowering currant are in bloom here. I mean, there's lots of things blooming, but the deciduous trees definitely don't have leaves, but they're coming, right? More pin. Oh, you went down to pick up more pinball machines. That's a long drive, buddy. Holy crap. That's probably what, about 16 hours at least? Was that about 16-hour drive? Maybe 15? Actually, maybe 12. Maybe a 12-hour drive, I'm guessing. From here, straight driving, it's 21 hours to Los Angeles. If we drove straight without stopping, it's 21 hours. 13 and a half. Okay, that's a pretty good drive, man. Holy crap. So you loaded these babies up on your truck. What are you opening up, an arcade? So when we come to Oregon, we're going to come to Clyde and Betty's Arcade. One way. So that's 27 hours, man. Both ways. I'm sure you stopped at a Motel 6 or something, right? Where did you stop to sleep? Or did you and Betty go and just take turns driving? I'm curious. First flowers made their appearance today. Crocus and their name. Crocosmia? Crocus? Oh, crocus. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, those have been blooming here for a while. I don't know. They might even be done. Periwinkles are blooming. Helleborus are blooming. All the plum trees are blooming here and cherry trees. No stopping. Oh my God. But you stopped coming back, right? Like, I mean, you stopped coming back to Oregon. You must have stopped to go to have a sleep. That's a long drive. I mean, staying up for 27 hours. Crikey. That's a long way. Betty stayed home, went hunting. Friend. Oh, cool. Hey, did you go hunting? What did you get? Did you shoot anything? Ducks. Did you go hunting for ducks? Pinball machine, you got to tie that baby down real good in the back of your truck. Those things are heavy, man. No stopping, none? Holy crike. 27 hours, Clyde. You must have been so tired. That is crazy. Unbelievable. I mean, the farthest I've ever driven is from Edmonton, from our coast to Edmonton, which is just over 12 hours. I think it's about 12 and a half hours, something like that. And, well, I mean, we did stop for something to eat on the way, but we drove right there. Starts this Sunday, new series on the Travel Channel, Expedition Bigfoot. Cool. You got to watch Steve, How to Hunt. He's a good guy. Watch How to Hunt by Steve. And he's a big game hunter and stuff like that, and a hunting guide. He talks about that. Machines. Whoa. 7 pinball machines. Holy crikey. That's cool. And they're all retro, of course, right? They're like 70s and 80s stuff, right? That's pretty awesome. Those things are pretty heavy, aren't they? Like, when you got that to your house, how did you unload it from your truck? I'm curious. Like, did you and Betty unload that thing? Like, what are they, like 300-400 pounds? They're pretty heavy, I'm guessing, right? I mean, they look heavy. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's just all 70s cool. And how heavy are they? I'm curious. How much does a pinball machine weigh? Like 300, 400, all 70s retro. Cool. Yeah, my ex's dad had two. He had Elton John and Rod Stewart. Betty Strong like an ox. So both of you guys lifted that thing out of there. Like, did you put a ramp on the back of the truck and slide it down, or 300? Pretty heavy, man. 300 plus. Those are pretty heavy machines. And you got to be careful too, Clyde, right? Taking them out of the truck because you don't want to drop them or anything. You take them apart and what, fix them? So it was a broken pinball machine. And then you repair them. That's cool. I haven't got a clue how to fix a pinball machine. That must be kind of complicated. Wow. I'm guessing they're not computerized or anything because they're from the 70s. It's old school. Take them apart so they're not so. Oh, you take them apart. Oh, I see. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, pinball machines are big. You can have an arcade there. Betty and Clyde's Arcade. What's the address on the Palm plant in 1948? Well, you can only see it. You can't go down before. I got videos of it here. Go to watch my videos here of the tall palm tree in Tofino. Here, I'll get you a link for it right now. And then I got lots of videos of the palm tree in Tofino. One sec here, man. I got videos of everything here, every palm tree you can imagine. Okay, let's just see. I'll find it for you. I don't know the address of it. Beside the Tofino Motel. Let's just see. It's beside a private residence. Let's see here. I got many videos of it. Here's a video right here of the tall palm tree. Here's a link. Gordon Lightfoot. No, it's just Switch. Oh, Gordon Lightfoot. Oh, William Lightfoot. A dot clear to use other machines. Oh, Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah, switches. I thought Gordon Lightfoot was in here for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to find another one. Find you another video of it. Let me find it. That's a way to grow cabbage palms. New Zealand cabbage palms. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you another video here. Here's this. Here's the tall palm in Tofino right there on my YouTube channel. Have there been any problems with the old style Christmas lights starting fires? Not that I know of, but I don't really. I use them to heat my greenhouse. So, but you got to watch. I guess they could. I've heard of them burning the fronds, David, on palm trees if they're touching it because they're hot, right? They're 7 watts. So a C9 Christmas light is 7 watts, and a C7 is 5 watts. So I mean, if you have your palm wrapped up with those, they can get pretty hot. And you got that thing on, day and night. In a cold snap, they're going to burn your fronds. But as for catching fire, I don't know if they're going to catch fire. That I'm not too sure of. I've never heard of anything like that. So I know a lot of people use thermal cubes, David. Like in Ontario, they have this something they call a thermal cube. And I mean, some people use floodlights too. The only problem is, when you're growing palms in a really super cold climate, what happens if the power goes out? So say you got a Trachycarpus palm and you're down to in the minus 20s for, a couple days or a few days, and then your power goes out. That's what I always worry about. Like what's the palm going to look like when you take that cover off? So I think if I was in a really cold climate, I'd probably wrap the living crap out of it and box it in well. But I'd also probably more stick to sable minor and needle palms, something that's really cold hardy and easier to protect. It's a pretty impressive palm. I know of big ones in Seattle too. I've got write-ups on them in my journals in my Hardy Palm International. I think the tallest palms I know of in the Pacific Northwest are probably in Seattle, and there's some big ones in Oregon too, probably 35 feet tall, something like that. There's also a big one down on Montreal and Ontario Street in Victoria and James Bay, and I have videos of it here too, and it's about 30 feet tall as well. It was planted in the 1940s, but it was moved to that location from another location in the 1970s from Victoria, right? It was growing in another location in Victoria, and then Wally Anderson moved it to that location around 1974, 75, and it's big. And I'll find you a video of that as well, because I got videos of everything on my YouTube channel. Let's find it for you here, man. Let's find it for you. Come on. Let's find it. Not that one. Here's another one here. Okay, hang on. Let me post it. Here's another tall old palm in Victoria on my YouTube channel. I was kind of concerned because the most protective nook on the outside of our house is fairly close to the gas line. Yeah, I've never heard of that, David. I mean, yeah, you got to be, I guess by gas line, you got to be concerned. I mean, with heat or flames. Wally has horse hitches in the front of his house. Not know it well. Wally has horse hitches in the front of his house. Wally, you mean Wally Anderson? Are you talking about the one down? Are you talking about the one in Ontario and Nanaimo, or Ontario and why is my mind a blank? Ontario and Montreal Street in Victoria. Is that the one you're talking about, William Lightfoot? I'm going to show you another tall trackie in California too, or not California, BC. Here's one. Okay. For you trackie lovers, here's another tall one growing in Victoria. Right there. Yeah, well, yeah, but I think he died. I met the new owner. I met the guy that lived there, and I was telling him about his palms, and actually I have a video because I stayed in the house right across the street. So the old house directly across the street from it, William, Wendy and I stayed there 2 years ago. We swapped our B&B for the lady that lives there. She wanted to stay here in Salt Springs. She was doing an art course, and we wanted to stay in James Bay. So Wendy and her did a swap. So she stayed at our B&B, and we stayed at her house for a couple of nights. And I went over and talked to the owner there. But yeah, I think Wally's long gone, right? Wally Anderson must be long gone. But the new guy seems like a pretty nice guy. He's been putting a lot of work into that old heritage house. So there's two palms beside the house, and the original one is the tall one that was moved there back in the day by Wally Anderson. And there's also some really tall palms growing at 428. This one right here at 42. Okay, if you like palms, here's a grove. He did pass away. That's what I thought. Here's another palm grove down on Kipling Street. And these ones were grown by seed by the original owner there and planted back in the early 1970s, right? So here's the one on Kipling Street. I mean, there's tons of tall palm trees in Victoria. They're all over the place. And like I say, there's some big ones in Tofino too. But like I say, the oldest one I know of in Tofino and one of the tallest is growing at Ken and Dot Gibson's place down on the water there. That was actually his mom's place. And Ken and Dot Gibson have some really tall palm trees at their place too in Tofino. I'm heading out to Port Renfrew soon, and I'm going to bring a palm tree with me, and I will plant it in front of one of the cafes there. I did give them one of my tikis a couple of years ago, and it's in the cafe. They have big cordylines in front. It'll be interesting to see how the cordylines fare during that December freeze. So I'm going to bring a windmill palm tree, and I'm going to plant it in their garden for them beside the cordylines. Some cordylines here in Salt Spring took a real beating in December, and others made it just fine. Interesting, right? Just depending on location. Right near the water, there's one in a planter in town. It's totally fine. And then there's some bigger ones like trees farther in away from the water, and they're frozen. So I went there today with my pruning saw. I was going to cut them back, but I need a ladder. I got to get up higher because I want to, start where it's crappy wood and work my way down to live wood and cut the mushy stuff out. But I felt up the trunk. The trunks are big and they're pretty firm, right? So I'm going to start from the top and work my way down, and it will be a bunch of stumps when I'm done. And they will resprout back. I know that. They usually always do, cordyline. But anyway, yeah, Wally Anderson. And it's funny, Wally Anderson, there's a guy in Vancouver named Wally King, and he's long gone passed away. But I used to visit Wally King off Cambie Street, and he's got a massive palm tree in his garden too. And it actually, when you're driving down Cambie, you can see the top of the palm over his house. That's how tall it is. It has about 30 trunk on it, and it was planted in 1967 by Gerard Puri. And it's interesting. Back in the 1980s, when I visited him, do you have any? Yeah, we have tons of bamboo, tons of it. We have lots of beautiful bamboo growing in our display garden here. So many. You can see them in my videos here, David. Lots of bamboo. And there's tons of bamboo on our island too. We must have 20 varieties in our garden of different types of bamboo. Yeah, Wendy likes bamboo, and I love bamboo too. It's expensive stuff too to buy. So I don't really buy bamboo anymore. I was lucky I got most of it given to me over the years. So we put it in our collection with the rest of the exotic plants. So, but yeah, we got some pretty beautiful bamboo growing here. It was 64 Fahrenheit. Cool, 64. Yeah, we were around 52, something like that, 52 degrees, I guess. And on the most part, it was pretty good. And then it started raining. But you know what? I got all the wood put away, and that's a good thing. All that wood I split. I put most of it in the wood sheds yesterday. And, you know, I was working away out there listening to music. I started at 2. And then at 5:30, Wendy comes running out because we were supposed to be for dinner at someone's house at 5. And she says, we got to go. So she drags me out of the wood shed. She says, I got to get in and get cleaned up. I'm working for 3.5 hours straight, stacking wood. And I was on a roll. I didn't want to stop. So I had very little left. I had about 40 minutes left to do. And so anyway, we hopped in her car and we drove away and had dinner. So I finished the rest of it today, cleaned it all up. So that mountain of wood I had out there, it filled up the wood sheds and beside the wood sheds too. So now we're ready for next winter. That was 3 trees. And that was a lot of wood splitting. But I like splitting wood. I actually prefer splitting wood than to stack it. I don't like stacking wood, but I stacked it really good. So it filled up the wood shed, nice and tight stack. I had a bamboo plant in a pot outside for severe winter in south, but it's cool. I wonder what type it is. You know, Pseudosassa japonica, David's pretty hardy. And I'll tell you, one of the second hardiest of the tall bamboos is Philostachys aurosilicata. So you can grow that. It's called a yellow groove bamboo, and I think it will work where you are in Michigan. So yellow groove bamboo. Also, golden bamboo is pretty hardy stuff too. Try some golden bamboo. Yeah, Pseudosassa japonica, the Japanese arrow bamboo. And then there's Sassa palmata. I think that Sassa palmata is pretty hardy stuff too. There's some pretty cold tolerant bamboo that you could be growing out there in Michigan, right? And Sassa palmata is kind of cool because it's got these gigantic tropical leaves on it you'd like. It's very invasive though. Watch it. Oh, bamboo flutes. Cool. You know what? I used to have one when I was a kid, and I don't know where it is. I had 2 bamboo flutes. Yellow wooden stacks. And it has yellow wooden. Oh, okay. I wonder if you're growing golden bamboo. How big is are the canes about like this big? Are they about like that big, the canes on them? I'm curious. The yellow groove bamboo is interesting because it kind of, when it comes out of the ground, it kind of zigzags. It has this kind of crooked cane at the bottom. So that's a good one to try. Yellow groove bamboo. And maybe they sell it at your local nursery. And it grows pretty tall too. It's like 20 feet tall. So it looks pretty tropical. Yeah. Okay. So golden, yeah, maybe it's golden bamboo you have there. Or maybe does it go like this at the bottom? Is it kind of kinky at the bottom? Why don't we ask our friend Bigfoot Squad? Yeah, how's he doing, man? I have not heard from him in a long time. Alea Toll. He's probably sitting back, soaking up the sun in those tropical islands, right? Just like they did on Fantasy Island. Remember that? Bamboo is considered, it is a grass, and so not sure. And so is palms, and palms are also in the lily and grass family. They're a monocot, right? So Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if it's a golden bamboo. Monocot. Yeah, they're monocots. Grass and lily family palm trees. So growing from the center. You know what I mean? Not like a tree with a bunch of branches. So I mean, and the thing with bamboo, the only thing that really sucks about bamboo, I've had some beautiful ones flower and die on me. Golden shower, yeah, not golden shower. That's something different, but we know what that is. So you know what? I've had some really nice clumps. I had some Chicusia gigantea. Chicusia gigantea, I think that's the Latin name for it. A really beautiful grove of it died last year. It went to flower and it died. So a whole grove of it. And that's the thing with bamboo. All bamboo flowers and dies in different intervals, some every 100 years, some every 75 years, some every 150 or 120 years. So if it flowers and dies in one area, it's going to flower and die all over the place, right? And I had Flexiosa do that about, God, more than 15 years ago, maybe close to 20 years ago. 15, 20 years ago, I had a beautiful grove of Flexiosa and it all flowered and it all died. Oh, and I had some more stuff flower last year too, or the year before. I don't know what it is, but I managed to get some more bamboo to put with it and it flowered and died. And that really sucks. So, can you imagine having like a half acre of super cool timber bamboo and it all flowers and dies? Lucky bamboo. Yeah, Sandra is not bamboo. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's native to West Africa. And where did I see some the other day? Oh, I went into the plant store in town and they had tons of Dracaena sanderiana. You're putting me on mute so you can play pinball. Right on. Well, I'm waiting for dinner. So I'm going to have to run when those big, juicy chicken breasts are cooked. Anyway, guys, good to have you guys in there. And you know, spring is getting pretty close. It's only about 6 days away. It is the 20th, right? Let me look. Let me look. The first day of spring. Oh, Lordy. When is the first day of spring? Actually, I'm looking for more videos here too. That one's a tall one. Oh, yeah. Here's the tall beside Wall. Here's the palm beside Wally Anderson's in Ontario. We love juicy breasts. Yes, we do, Duck Killer Clyde. It's the 14th today. Oh, spring is the 21st. It is the 21st. Okay, so we got a week left. Okay. But you know what? I don't see any cold weather in sight. That's a good thing. Yes, we can clearly see the damage on some of those marginal palms I was pushing. So Parajubea, I said, looks like crap. One of the mule palms, I believe, is toast. The center spear pulled. 20th of March. 20th of March. Let me look. I got to Google it. Okay, when is the first day of spring? First day of spring, 2022. First day of spring. It is 21st. It says, no, just a minute. What does that say? Spring 22, Northern Hemisphere will begin Sunday, March 20th. Oh, it says in the Northern Hemisphere, March 20th. Yeah, it does. 20th. Okay. Well, that's okay. Same day, the first show of the Expedition Bigfoot. Expedition Bigfoot. Cool. Well, did you ever watch How to Hunt? Here, let me find this one for you. Watch this guy. I like this guy, man. This guy is one of my favorite guys to watch here because you know what? He's like-minded, like us. He's on the same page as us, and he's no nonsense and no bull crap, right? So there's the link for you right there. He's a hunting guide. Yeah, we do daylight savings. We're the same time zone as you, Clyde. Yeah, so it's 7:21 here right now. Anyway, check out the link right here. This guy is awesome. So what people do is send in hunters, send in their Bigfoot stories to him, or just random people send in their Bigfoot stories, and he just reads them. That's all he does. But man, you got to listen to some of them, man. Some of them are sent in by cops and this and that and the other. So I just think it's pretty interesting to listen to. Unfortunately, we do daylight savings time, and they're talking about get rid of it, but California and Oregon and Washington need to get rid of it. Then we can get rid of it too. Yeah, it's cool. David, I don't know what channel that's on. I've seen the new Batman movie too. Was it all right? Cool. 9:21 there. Yeah, 7:21 here. And yeah, it's dark out now. I haven't been to the movie theater in a long time. I'm not allowed to go to the movie theater because you have to have after April 8th, I can go to the movie theater. Yeah, it's dark here now, and so you guys are 2 hours ahead of us. So Clyde's on the same time zone as us in the Pacific Northwest, same time zone right down to California. And Travel Channel. Oh yeah, we don't get it. We don't get cable vision here. We don't even have a TV anymore. We got rid of it. We just watch stuff on the computer. Her 52-inch or 54-inch, whatever it is, screen broke there a month or so ago. We chucked it outside. I got to take it to the garbage dump. I caught a Bigfoot. What turned back? I caught a Bigfoot once, but it turned back into my neighbor's dog. I have 15 minutes of light left. Really? Is it really light there still? It's pretty dark here. I couldn't read a newspaper out there, put it that way. It's pretty. Let me look out. I'll show you out the window. That's what it'll look. Well, okay. It's still kind of light out there. You can see it's getting dark out here. That's what it looks like out the man cave window right there. But anyway, check out that show, man. Check out Steve. He is a great guy, and he says it like it is. And he's not into all the bull crap that's going around right now in the world. He got banned from his YouTube channel a little while back for speaking his mind. Yeah, you're 45 and we're 48 degrees north latitude. Halfway between the equator and the North Pole. I have 12H sun, 12-hour darkness, spring, fall. Cool, 12 hours. You can see on your computer with Discovery Plus. Oh, Ken, really? Oh, cool. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, we watch a lot of stuff on Wendy's computer. She's got the little iPad. Betty says she's 69. She doesn't want to be 69, trust me. Yes, it's a great number, but you want to be in your 30s still. You guys are still young. I'm going to be 58 in a couple of weeks. Just a minute. 29th of March. That sucks. That means, what is it, the 14th today? 15 more days is my birthday. That's not a good thing. That's, I don't really look forward to birthdays anymore. I mean, it's just a number, but I'm going to be 58. It just means I'm getting closer to 60, and that sucks too. But you know what? It is just a number, and I don't feel 60. I just had my physical exam. Went in for all my blood work and everything a week or two ago. And I got to go for all the results. They phoned me. It's no, he says, you're fine, but they just give me the results on the 28th of March. So that's when I get the results for my physical. I go for one every year, just for the heck of it. So take the vitamins. Did I take my vitamins today? I did take my vitamins, but I didn't. I usually take 2 vitamin C's. So let me take another vitamin C. There we go. Another vitamin C. That's a good one. That's a chewable one. The other ones are capsules. Take your vitamins. Anyway, Monday today, and it was weird last night going out for dinner. Because when he says, we're going out for dinner Sunday night, I go, well, it seems weird. I'd never go out for dinner on Sunday night before because I get up at 5 a.m. to go to work, but I don't work anymore. So I can go to dinner on a Sunday night because Monday's just like every other day. I like being retired. Yes, we have lots of them in our garden. Lots of lily of the valley. Wendy loves lily of the valley. It is slow to spread, very poisonous plant, but very fragrant flowers. And Wendy has a lot of that in the garden. It is shade plant. It does like shade. Have you ever planted lily before? I take zinc too, but I only take zinc once in a blue moon, but I have it. I do have it. I don't take it every day. I take vitamin A, vitamin D, lots of vitamin C, CoQ10, and sometimes NAC. And then I have an energy drink every day, kind of like a Greens Plus, but I take isogenics. But yeah, Wendy's the lily of the valley lady. She's got a lot of that growing in the garden. It's quite expensive to buy, and it doesn't spread that fast. But you know what? It really does look nice. I really appreciate lily of the valley. We have a really cool clematis in bloom right now. It's called Cirrhosa. It is Clematis cirrhosa, and it is a Freckles is the name, and it's supposed what? Okay. Oh, I got to go for dinner. It's supposed to be fragrant, and I put a video of it on this channel. Check it out. It's evergreen. Try it in your climate. It's native to the Mediterranean, and Wendy's got some really beautiful Clematis armandi ready to bloom at any time. The flowers are swollen, ready to pop open. That one's beautiful. So when it blooms, I'll shoot a video so you can see it because it's super fragrant. It is evergreen. Her entire art gallery is covered in this stuff. It's hanging over the roof. It's hanging over the edges, and it's going to look amazing when it's in bloom. Anyway, guys, I have to roll for dinner because Miss T is calling me. So it's been a pleasure to do the live stream with you. Confused, say, man, we were doing D104. Go click Dirty Diaper. There's the D104 right there. Somebody calls them. There's two D104s there. You can see the other one hiding. Where's the other one hiding? Here's the other one hiding in here. Ouch. That's my original one I bought in the 1970s. And you know what? That thing still works really good. Only thing I ever did was change the microphone cord over 40 years ago, and she's still working. Good to see you in there, Dirty Diaper 21. We hope to talk to you on the DX sometime. You know, there was a lot of DX coming in today. I only worked a few stations. It was really poor. Tasmania booming in, couldn't get back to them. Australia booming in, couldn't get back to them. Hawaii on 28, tons of Hawaii coming in on 28. They couldn't hear me worth darn. Just crappy propagation for me, good for other people. I did work a couple of stations today. I went on to channel 36 and I hear these two guys talking. It's like they're having a local QSO. So I broke in there and they happened to be in their mobiles in northwestern Florida. They said the sand pile, northwestern Florida. I uploaded the video to my other channel and they were tickled pink to find out that I was all the way over here on the west coast of Canada, and they were excited that their mobiles were making it this far. And they actually sounded pretty good in their mobiles and their trucks. So conditions are right, but yet I couldn't get out anywhere else. All right, guys, I better roll. You guys have a great night. Dirty Diaper, good to see you in there, buddy. And we will do another live stream. Next live stream I do is going to be on Jungle Joe C. And maybe some Skip will be coming in and we can talk a little DX. Last time I did one on there, I worked a station in Australia, which is kind of cool because I do like working DX. All right, guys, take care. Cheers and 73s. 73s means best wishes for you severe people out there. And good night, Dirty Diaper. Have a good one down there, buddy. We will listen for you out in the Skip land. And Clyde and Abstract Tom and William Lightfoot and anybody else is in there. Who did it? David Irwin. Who else did I miss? Good bunch of people. Have a good night, everybody. I got to go eat my dinner. The chicken is waiting. Crispy chicken, too. Cheers to you, man. You guys are awesome. Have a good night. Hang loose.